Okay, so like I said, we're going to start out today in a comfortable seated position. If you've been with me before, we're going to start kind of as usual with some breathing. We'll start to connect our movement to our breathing. We've got some good core work today, and we'll finish out with just kind of a nice little flow to get our heart rates up for a couple of minutes there. So, first things first, that comfortable position can be with the legs crossed, like I have mine. If your comfortable position for seated has the knees bent and the feet planted or the legs out long, that's totally fine for right now. Just finding something where you can kind of take your mind um, off of the how uncomfortable it may be to be on the floor. So if this is not a comfortable position for you to be in, I don't want you to feel like you need to be there for now. So taking these first couple of moments, and I just want us to take a scan of the body and notice how we're feeling today. Notice our breath and notice any points of tension. So we're going to start from the top of the head, and we're just going to move our way down through the body, noticing any points of tension and allowing that exhale as you notice it to bring a little bit of extra release to those points of tension. So starting, like I said, from the top of the head and noticing the muscles in the face and the jaw. And if there's any tension there, sending that next exhale there. Moving down through the neck and the shoulders. If they're a little bit scrunched up towards the ears, giving them an exhale and allowing them to relax a little bit more deeply. Moving down through the arms, noticing if you hold any tension in those fingertips and the biceps or triceps, allowing that exhale to go there. Moving down through the core and the back, noticing a lot of us maybe hold a little bit of tension in the lower back as we sit in chairs that aren't necessarily as ergonomically friendly as our normal office chairs. Sending that exhale there, trying to release that little bit of extra tension. Down through the glutes and the hips, down into the legs, quads, the hamstrings, all the way down to the tips of the toes. And just noticing if there's any tension through the legs. Maybe you're a little bit sore from another good workout that you did this week, or maybe it's just from being seated in a position that you've been in all week, and taking this time to find one more big inhale and exhale. Same thing with that exhale. Now, often we start with just a spinal twist. We're going to change it up a little bit today. I wanted to start to get the upper body warmed up a little bit with us. So it's going to be a couple of different ranges of motion. I'm going to go through it once kind of quickly. You're welcome to join me, and then I'll keep us moving in, and I'll keep talking us through every time with each inhale and exhale. So we're going to start with our first inhale, sweeping those arms out and up towards the ceiling, fingertips up nice and tall. That next exhale, we're going to cactus those arms down. So elbows bend, opening up through the chest. Your inhale, we're just going to open a little further. So pulling the shoulder blades together. With that exhale, we're going to pull the elbows towards each other and round out the spine towards that back wall, almost into our cat position. Our next inhale will bring those hands back up towards the ceiling nice and long, and then exhale to circle those arms down and around. So we're just going to keep moving through that a couple of times. Next big inhale, arms come out. Exhale to cactus those arms, bending at the elbows. Your inhale opens through the chest, shoulder blades come close together. Exhale brings those elbows together, rounding out through the spine, our cat pose, seated here. Inhale comes up back towards the ceiling, nice stretch long away from center. And then exhale to circle those arms down and keeping on going with that. Inhale out and up. Exhale to cactus. Inhale to open up through the chest. Exhale through the spine. Inhale long away from center, up tall. Exhale, circle down. Twice more, just like that. Stick with me. Big inhale out and up. Exhale to cactus. Inhale, opening through the chest. Exhale, elbows together, shoulder blades apart. Inhale up tall one more time. Exhale, circle down. All right, last time, just like that. Big inhale, bring it out and up. Exhale to cactus. Inhale, opening through the chest. Exhale, round through the spine, elbows come together. Inhale up tall. And then an exhale, bringing it down. All right, awesome. So I can feel that through my shoulders a little bit, getting them moving. We're going to keep going with a little bit of upper body. We're going to be moving side to side. So if you need a little bit of support and need to pull the legs in, you're welcome to. Or you can still, if maybe they're getting a little comfortable in that cross position, you can take them out long or bend at those knees and plant those feet. We're going to do some lateral bending here. You have the option to bring the hand down to the floor with each exhale, or you can stay up kind of tall, and I'll let you know exactly what I mean in just a second. With your next big inhale, we're going to bring those arms out and up one more time. I want you to find that left wrist with your right hand, and we're going to pull slightly up over top here. So here's your first option. You can stay up here. We're going to spend just a moment here, but you're welcome to also bring that hand down to the floor and open up a little bit further through that left side. We'll spend 2 big inhales and exhales here for this first time through. After that second big exhale, we're going to come through center. So big inhale, bring those arms up tall. We're going to find that opposite side, pulling up over top. Same thing. You're welcome to stay up here. Or if it feels good, you can bring that left hand down to the floor and open up through that right side a little bit deeper. Once again, 2 big inhales and exhales here. Same thing after that second in or exhale, we're going to bring it through center with our inhale. And then I want you to just flow with the pace of your breath. Each time inhaling through center, exhaling to either side. Now, once again, you still have that option of keeping those hands up tall. So maybe you're just alternating right here, switching which wrist you're grabbing. Maybe you're bringing it all the way down to the floor. Now, at this point, I want you to really connect your breath to your movement. So if you're moving a little bit faster or slower than I am, that's totally fine. I just want you to find those nice deep inhales and exhales. Find that nice lateral stretch in each direction. You're gonna move just like this for another couple of moments here. With each inhale through center, I want you to find a nice long spine. And as you come down to each side for this next couple of times, I want you to think about keeping that hip on the floor as you open up through that arm and through the side. Nice, nice job, you guys. One more time in each direction, 2 more nice deep breaths here. And after you finish that second direction, you're gonna find one more big inhale to come back to center, and then you'll circle those arms down. Right. So when you get there, hopefully your upper body is just as fired up as mine is. That always feels really good to get going. We're going to do a little lower body stretch, and we'll incorporate our spinal twists into our lower body stretch. So from here, if your legs are long, we're going to keep one long. If your legs are crossed in, we're going to keep one crossed in. That opposite side is going to come out long. So I'm going to take that right leg out long. That left leg stays folded in here. The sole of the foot right around that inner thigh. First of all, we're going to find our forward fold in that direction. Big inhale, long spine. Turn that torso to face that foot. Now, first thing we're going to do is hinge forward with that long spine. So don't round out that back just yet. Just hinging it forward at the hips as far as you can, finding that nice hamstring stretch. With your next big exhale, I want you to go ahead and round out, bringing those fingertips down towards the toes, letting that spine release and relax, finding that nice big stretch. Maybe that changes it up a little bit for you. You find it a little bit more through the back or through the hamstring, hopefully targeting some of those spots that are a little bit tighter here. Up next, we're going to find a spinal twist. We're going to do our half saw. So first thing you're going to do is I have my right leg out long. I'm going to take my left hand and bring it to the outside of that right leg. So maybe you have it on the outside of the foot. Maybe it's on the outside of the calf. And then we're going to flow. We've got 3 breaths here. So you can move with your breath, or you can hold open in this spinal twist for all 3 breaths. With your next inhale, I want you to take that right hand and open it up towards that back wall. Now, like I said, you can stay right here for your 3 breaths, or you can flow with each inhale and exhale. So with your next inhale, bringing it back down. Inhale, bring it up. Exhale, bring it back down. Inhale, open up. Exhale, back down. And we're going to do one more here. Same thing, big inhale, open up. And exhale, bringing it back down, regardless of whether you float or you held there. And then we're going to find one more nice big lateral stretch. We're going to keep those right fingertips towards those right toes. That left arm's going to come up over top, finding a little bit more space through that hamstring and through the side from those fingertips down to the hip. Nice big exhale. Go ahead and bring that hand down towards that foot. And then inhale, go ahead and roll it on up to seated. Okay, so we're going to stay with this leg long here, and we're going to find our spinal twist next. So I'm just going to shift this foot just a little bit in towards center. And then I'm going to take this leg that's already folded in, and I'm going to cross it right over that opposite leg. So if you can bring the foot a little closer, that's awesome. If it needs to be a little bit looser and the foot down closer to the ankle, that's totally fine as well. We're going to find our spinal twist in both directions here with your next big inhale. So I have my left leg crossed over. I'm going to take my right arm, big inhale to bring it up overhead. With our exhale, we're going to spinal twist. You can either wrap that hand around the outside of the knee or bring the elbow down to that opposite side of the knee. And then we're just focusing on opening up our shoulders towards this wall. Maybe that left hand comes around behind. Taking a couple of breaths here. Awesome. With your next inhale, we're going to come back to center. You can leave the arms low or you can bring them up overhead. And then we're just going to twist in that opposite direction. So turning the chest that opposite way. Once again, you can wrap the hand around the outside of the knee or you can bring it to the opposite side of that knee, opening those shoulders towards that opposite wall. Next big inhale, we're coming through center. Same thing, you can leave those arms low or you can bring them up. And then we're going to come right back to center here. Bring those arms down if you brought them up. We're going to uncross this leg and take it out long in front. We're just going to find one forward fold with both of those legs long. So if you want them a little bit wider apart, you're welcome to find that. Or you can keep them right next to each other. Inhale for our long spine. Same thing as that single leg. I want you to take it forward as far as you can, keeping that spine nice and long. And then with that next exhale, feel free to round out, open up through the chest, drop the head. Finding that little bit of a different, a little bit extra stretch there. Maybe taking a second to allow those shoulders to round out. Awesome. With that next inhale, go ahead and roll it on up. We're going to find our stretches for that leg on the other side. So I'm going to just take this left leg out a little bit further. I'm going to fold my right foot in. So opposite leg is out long. Inhale, nice long spine. Turn the torso to face that leg. Same thing here, hinging forward at the hips with your long spine first. Taking a moment to find that little bit of a different stretch. And then with that next exhale, go ahead and round into it, allowing the shoulders to relax, allowing those fingers to come out a little bit longer, allowing the spine to round out towards that back wall, taking a moment in this nice stretch. Maybe with each exhale, coming a little bit deeper into it, trying to fold a little bit further forward. Awesome. Let's find that spinal twist, our half saw. So I have my left leg out long. I'm taking my right hand to the outside of that left leg. Same thing, we're going to have our nice deep breaths. So with your first inhale, we're opening up. You're welcome to stay here for all three of them, or with that next exhale, coming back to center, closing that hand back down. Inhale to open up. Exhale to bring it back down. Two more. Inhale, open up. Exhale, close it down. I know I can't count today. I think we did 4 on both of these sides. Inhale, open up. Exhale, close it down. For good measure, we'll do one more. Big inhale, open up. Exhale, bring it back to center. We're going to find our lateral stretch up next. So keeping those left fingertips towards those left toes. Go ahead and bring that right arm up over top. Find that nice big stretch there. Awesome. With that next exhale, go ahead and bring those hands back down to the toes. And then with your inhale, go ahead and roll it up. We're going to find our spinal twist next. So I'm going to move this leg a little bit towards center. I'm going to take this leg that's folded in and cross it right over. So that makes my right leg crossed over, my left leg out long. We're going to take our right arm, or nope, left arm, there we go, left arm up towards the ceiling with that next inhale, up nice and tall, and then our spinal twist. Once again, you've got those two options with the hand. Elbow can come to the outside or hand can come around that knee, opening up those shoulders towards that side wall. Taking a couple of nice deep breaths here. All right, we're gonna move it through center. You're welcome to keep those arms low or take them up towards the ceiling. Next big inhale through center, and then we're just turning those shoulders to the other side. Same two options with those arms, opening those shoulder blades up towards that side wall. One more time, we've got that inhale again through center. You can bring those arms up tall, and then that exhale brings those arms down, relax those shoulders away from the ears. Go ahead and uncross that leg. I'm gonna turn sideways so that you can see me. If you're already facing the short edge of your mat, you're welcome to stay right where you are. We are gonna get going with a little bit of core work up next. So first thing I want you to do, bend those knees, plant those feet. Go ahead and roll it on down onto that mat. Okay, we're gonna pull the knees in towards the chest once you get there. And we're just gonna start with our heel taps. So from here, we're gonna go ahead and take those knees to 90. You can take those hands out to the sides, or they can come under the hips for a little bit more stability. Start with single leg at a time. We're gonna alternate sides, keeping that knee at 90 degrees. You'll bring it down, you'll tap that heel to the floor, and then you'll bring it back up and switch sides. So this one might not necessarily be a super challenging core exercise for you, but if it isn't, what I want you to think about is starting to really activate through that core, starting to tense up through those muscles and really find that activation through them so that they're ready to go when we get to a little bit tougher of an exercise. Thinking also about the lower back. So there's a little bit of a natural curve through your lower back. However, as you move here, it shouldn't really change. So you don't necessarily need your lower back to be flush against the floor for this full range of motion, but you shouldn't feel it lifting and lowering as you move those legs. We're gonna take this from single leg alternating to both legs at the same time. So from our 90 degrees, both feet are gonna come down, the heels are gonna meet the floor, and then coming back up. So again, maybe this challenges you a little bit more. If it's still not a super challenging exercise, I want you to still think about really activating through that core. We're gonna do 3 more of these. Here we go for 3, 2, and then 1 more wherever you are, all the way down and back up. And then go ahead, pull those knees into the chest. All right, so up next, we're gonna break down 2 different exercises. We're gonna kind of combine them, and then we'll go to the full exercises. So first direction that we're gonna start from those knees pulled in towards the chest, right where we are. As always with these exercises, hands can be out wide or they can be under the hips. You're gonna go from this position, we're gonna straighten those legs up towards the ceiling. We're gonna do our leg lower all the way down towards the floor, so through your range of motion until that low back becomes unstable. From here, rather than lifting, we're gonna bend those knees, pull them in towards the chest. So we're taking this kind of movement in half, extending the feet up towards the ceiling, lowering down towards the floor, and then bending those knees and pulling them in towards the chest. Moving at your own pace a couple of times here, finding that nice core activation, especially as you lower those long legs. As always with these exercises, don't forget to breathe. Awesome. Give me 2 more of these. When you finish that second one of these, pulling those knees back into the chest, giving yourself a little break if you need it. If not, we're just going to reverse our range of motion. So from those knees bent, we're going to extend those feet out long towards that opposite wall, do our lift, and then when you get to the top, bending at those knees, pulling them in towards the chest. So it's an extend out long, long leg lift, and then pulling them in and down when you're ready, getting going with that one. Same thing, don't forget to breathe. If you need this one to be a little less challenging when you lengthen those legs, just taking them up towards the ceiling a little bit further. Couple more of these. Nice work, you guys. Give me 3 more. I've got one more of those. When you finish that out, pull those knees in towards the chest. Whew. All right, so if you need a second, once again, you can give it that little rock side to side or in little circles, nice massage for the low back. Up next, we're gonna find just our double leg lower lift. So we're taking that lower and that lift, we're adding it together. Hands can be out wide, hands can be under those hips. When you're ready, take those feet straight up towards the ceiling. Through your range of motion, we're bringing them down, nice long legs, and back up, nice long legs. Keeping that core nice and strong and activated like we practiced when we were just on those little bent leg lower lifts. Trying to keep that lower back nice and stable right where it is. Give me 3 more of these. Nice, nice work, you guys. When you finish that third, I want you to go ahead and pull those knees in towards the chest. Give yourself a little break. And then we're going to take the second half of that exercise. This is our last core front exercise for a little bit, and then we'll get a nice little break. We're going to take the second half of the exercise and do it in full. So you can lift the head and shoulders off the floor for a little bit more challenge. You can keep it lowered for a little bit easier of a time here. We're going to inhale to extend long in both directions. Arms come up overhead, feet come out long, and then exhale, circle those arms around, pull the knees back in towards the chest. A couple of these. Same thing, and then we'll give that core front a nice little break up next. Stick with me. Nice work, you guys. Give me 3 more of these. Almost there, last one. And then when you're done, go ahead, pull the knees in towards the chest. Let the head and neck relax. Now you can keep it right here. You can find a nice little spinal twist, letting both of those knees fall in one direction, looking over that opposite shoulder. If that doesn't feel quite right today, you're welcome to keep it right in center. Whew. And if you found that one side, go ahead, bring those knees through center. Find that spinal twist in that opposite direction, looking over that opposite shoulder. All right, awesome. Go ahead, bring those knees back to center. If you found that second side, go ahead, pull them in towards the chest for just a moment here. And then we're gonna bend those knees and plant those feet right here. We're gonna hit those glutes and that little spinal column up next. So we did this on Monday. So if you were here with me on Monday, you'll recognize this progression. We're gonna start from the easiest exercise and build our way up. If at any point you don't wanna progress the exercise anymore, you're welcome to take a step back and just stick with the one that we did before. First one that we're gonna work through is just gonna be our glute bridge. So we're moving up and back down. We're gonna bring those hips up, squeeze through the glutes and the hamstrings, nice strong core, and then lower back down. Giving me a couple of those just to get those muscles moving and warmed up once again. Finding that nice squeeze at the top. We will progress this in just a second, don't you worry. All right, so you're welcome to stay here, like I said, or you can take this up a notch. If you're taking it up a notch, we're taking those hips up towards the ceiling. We're steadying through center, keeping those hips nice and even. You can use those hands as a little bit of support. We're gonna march those knees in. So keeping that knee back, one knee comes in, and then trading sides over to that other knee. So with this one, what I want you to really think about, if you've progressed it to here, is which muscles you're activating through to keep those hips nice and centered. I want you to notice all of the core work that this takes, all of the work through your back and your glutes that this takes. Nice. Don't forget to breathe here. Try and keep those hips nice and high. Nice work, you guys. All right, I've got one more progression for you. Once again, you're welcome to keep it here. You're welcome to step it back. If you're taking it up a notch, we're going to take those hands out of the equation, so they're going to come up overhead. We're going to alternate. I've got my right hand and my left knee coming towards each other. I'm going to press them into each other for a 2 count, so they're pressing towards each other, activating through the core, and then stepping back down and switching sides. So that opposite hand comes towards that knee. Really activate nice isometric activation for 2 seconds. And then bringing it back down, alternating sides. Once again, if this is a little bit intense, you're welcome to step it back. We've got a couple more seconds of this, so I want you to keep moving and keep breathing in whichever of those 3 progressions is right for you today. Nice work, you guys. Keeping moving wherever you are for another 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Go ahead and release those hips down. Maybe pull those knees in towards the chest. Give it a little rock side to side or in little circles. Give that back a little bit of a break. All right. So up next, we're going to find a couple of roll-ups. So I want you to bend those knees and plant those feet once again. That's your first option. If you need to take this up a notch, you can take those legs out nice and long. Now the goal for this one is to use as little momentum as possible. However, if you need to use that momentum to come up to seated, you're always welcome to. With your next big inhale, I want you to bring those arms up overhead. With that exhale, try and use as little momentum as you need to bring it off the floor, rolling up to seated. When you hit the top, big inhale for your long spine at the top, and then we're going to exhale to roll it down nice and controlled, kind of fighting against gravity for as long as you can, and then keeping going with that big inhale, arms up overhead. Big exhale to roll it up. Inhale, nice long spine at the top, and then an exhale to roll it down, keeping moving at the pace of your breath here for a couple. Now, like I said, if you need that little momentum to get up off of the floor, you're always welcome to use it. So with that next one, if you need it, you can circle those arms around a little faster, use them to bring you up, but always make sure you find that long spine at the top. And then a nice slow decline on the way down, really working through those muscles. Nice work, you guys. Wherever you are in that range of motion, I want you to find one more full roll up for me. So one more time, all the way up and all the way back down. And then when you reach the bottom, we're just gonna hang out here for just a second. I'm gonna explain where we're going next. So traditionally I would do this as a 5 by 5 by 5. We're gonna do it as a 3 by 3 by 3 instead today. So we've got 3 reps of this. Each of our 3 reps consists of 3 different things. It's gonna be 3 roll-ups, 3 pulses, and a 3-second hold. So our first one, we would have 3 roll-ups all the way up and all the way back down. From the top of that third roll up, we've got 3 pulses right here. So we're at about that 45-degree angle, 3 nice pulses at the bottom of that third pulse. We've got that 45-degree angle, hold for 3, 2, 1. We're going to do that 3 times through. So wherever you are, go ahead, bend those knees, plant those feet. Big inhale to bring those arms up overhead. We've got our first roll up, big exhale to come up off of the floor. Inhale to come up nice and tall. Exhale to roll it down. There's our first of 3. 2 more here. Big inhale, arms up overhead. Exhale to roll it up. Inhale, long spine. Exhale to roll it down. 1 more of those for this rep. Inhale, arms come up overhead. Exhale to roll it up. You can still use that momentum if you need it. Inhale at the top. And then 1 more time, we're going to exhale, roll it all the way down. Nice. With your next inhale, arms come up overhead. We're going to come all the way up. Big exhale to come up. We've got our 3 pulses here, bringing it halfway down and halfway back up. We've got a 3, 2, and 1. And then we're going to find our hold here for a 3, 2, and 1. Bring it all the way down to the floor. All right, we've got 2 more of those. Big inhale, arms come up overhead. Big exhale, we're bringing it up. First of 3. Inhale, long spine, and then an exhale to bring it down. Inhale, arms come up overhead. Exhale to roll up. Inhale, long spine. Exhale, bring it down. I'm not going to screw it up this time. This is our last roll up for this one. Big exhale to roll it up with your next one. All right, we've got our 3 pulses from the top now. Right here, 3 pulses. We've got 3, 2, and 1. Up and then back down for a 3-second hold. 3, 2, 1. Roll it down. All right. One more time, just like that. Big inhale, arms up overhead. Exhale to bring it up. Inhale, long spine. Exhale, roll it down. Nice. Two more just like that. These are our last two. Inhale, arms up overhead. Exhale to roll it up. Inhale, long spine. Exhale to roll it down. Our very last roll up of today's practice. Big inhale, arms up overhead. Exhale to roll it up. We've got our 3 pulses coming up here. Bringing it halfway back. We've got 3, 2, 1. Bringing it up. And then halfway down, we've got our hold for 3, 2, 1. Go ahead and roll it down. All right, awesome work, you guys. We are going to roll it over to hands and knees up next. So take a second if you need it. Go ahead, pull the knees in towards the chest if you need it. And then when you're ready, in whatever way works best for you, we're gonna flip it over to hands and knees. Now, if you make it there pretty quickly, we're gonna head right into our cat and cow. If it takes you a second, just meet us there whenever you're ready. We're gonna finish out with our little bit of a flow today. We're gonna keep it pretty low in our flow, so a little bit of core work here. But first things first, we've got our inhale for our cow, and then our exhale for our cat. So with that inhale, we're dropping the belly towards the floor, lifting the gaze towards the ceiling. And then that exhale to round out the spine towards the ceiling, tuck the chin in towards the chest. Like I said, you could take your time getting here. So taking another moment or two. You've just joined us to really find that spine range of motion. All right, awesome. Go ahead and bring it back to center. All right, so we're gonna do 2 plank preps first. So from here, putting a little pressure through all 10 fingers. All we're gonna do is take that right leg out long, center through those toes, take that left leg out to meet. We're gonna hold for a 3, 2, 1, bring it down, drop those knees nice and soft. And then this time we're gonna lead with that left. So this time pressing that left leg out long, centering, bringing that right leg out to meet for 3, 2, 1, drop those knees one more time, nice and soft. Up next, we're gonna meet in our down dog. So curl those toes under, adjust if you need to, bringing those feet a little further back, and then go ahead and press those hips up and back nice and long. We're gonna flow for about a minute and a half, 2 minutes here. So I want you to really take this at your own pace. I'm gonna go through it once, a little bit slower, and then I invite you to kind of take it however you need to. With your next inhale, I want you to find a nice long spine, press those hips up just a little bit further. With your exhale, 2 ranges of motion. Float those shoulders out over the wrists and then lower down either from those toes or those knees. Inhale to press up. We've got a low cobra, a cobra, or an up dog. And then an exhale to turn those toes over and press those hips up and back. So that's our full flow here. We're just gonna keep it going. I'm gonna keep talking, but if you need to move it a little faster or slower than I'm moving, feel free. Nice big inhale, take that spine up nice and long. Exhale, we're 2 ranges of motion. Shoulders come out of the wrists and lower down through our chaturanga. Inhale to press up. We've got cobra, low cobra, or up dog. Exhale, turn those toes over. Hips come up and back. Same thing again. Inhale, nice long spine. Exhale, shoulders come out over the wrists and we lower down, chaturanga. Inhale, cobra, low cobra, up dog. Exhale, toes come over, press the hips up and back. 2 more times here. I'm gonna flow at my pace. Big inhale, hips come up towards the ceiling. Exhale, shoulders come out over the wrists and we lower down. Inhale, we've got up dog cobra or low cobra. Exhale, we're turning those toes over, pressing those hips up and back. If you're moving at my pace, we've got 1 more. Big inhale, press those hips up and back. Exhale, float those shoulders out over the wrists and lower down. Inhale to press up. Exhale, turn those toes over, press those hips up and back. 2 options for your recovery here. When you get to the end of that last flow, you can stick here in our down dog, or you can bring it down to a child's pose to give those wrists a little break. We've got just a couple more minutes here, so we're just gonna move 1 more time after we take this little recovery. So like I said, if you wanna keep it in that down dog, you can keep it in that down dog. If you wanna recover in a child's pose, maybe you walk those hands side to side. Maybe you Keep it nice and easy and just let that lower back release and relax. All right, so we're gonna find one more flow that's gonna bring us to standing. Putting a little bit of pressure through all 10 fingers, lift those hips, curl the toes under, press those hips up and back. Flowing through, same way, one more time. Big inhale, nice long spine. Exhale, shoulders come out over the wrists, high plank, chaturanga down into low plank. Inhale, press the chest up, cobra, low cobra, or up dog. Exhale, turn those toes over, hips up and back, down dog. From here, we're gonna bring the feet forward to meet the hands, so stepping or jumping. Bringing them up. We're gonna find our chair pose, finishing out with one more nice exercise here. So if those feet aren't right next to each other, I invite you to bring those big toes so that they touch. Right here, we're gonna find our inhale and we're gonna sit those hips back and scoop those arms forward. So chest comes up, those hips come back into our chair pose. We're gonna hold here for a moment. You're welcome to stay right here. I'm gonna find a spinal twist if you'd like to follow along. Bringing those palms together and the hands to heart center. I'm gonna take my left elbow, it's gonna come to the outside of my right leg. I'm gonna stack those palms right on top of each other. Nice spinal twist here. I'm gonna hold for 4, 3, 2, 1. Inhale through center. If you need to lengthen those legs for a little break, feel free. We're just gonna switch sides here. Opposite elbow to that opposite side. Stacking those palms on top of each other for 4, 3, 2, 1. Inhale to center. Exhale. Inhale, stand up tall. Exhale, circle the arms down. All right, awesome. We're gonna finish out with one more nice deep breath here. We're gonna lead with those arms. Big inhale, bring it out and up. Bring those palms together right up overhead. Exhale, pull them down to heart. You guys were awesome today. Thank you so much for practicing with me as always. The light in me honors the light in you. Bowing as we say, namaste.